Alright guys, welcome back. Episode 12 of Bum to Billionaire. So, you might have been looking for episode 12 as the third session with Div. We went over it and honestly we covered most of the things that I think I could help him with. So, we both agreed that we didn't really need another episode. The winner of this month's is Rojak. So, you guys, if you've been in the live stream, you've definitely seen Rojak around. He is a good dude. And how you doing here so far, Rojak?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Excellent, man. Excellent. So, okay, cool. Usually I actually leave the mic open. I'll just hold down push to talk. It should be fine. So Rojak has been in the stream for, my God, months and months and months at this point. We're going to take him from billionaire to billionaire, which I know you YouTube audience guys generally don't want to see. You want to see somebody with 50 million to the name. Where do they go from here? This is not going to be that show. Since this is pretty much to give back to my subscribers, we optimize the systems of anybody who wins. And I don't want to de-incentivize progress. I also don't want to penalize achievement. Just part of my personal philosophy. So, he's won. We're going to go over his stuff today and see what we can do. Rojak, do you have the stream on in the background?
I haven't muted, but yeah, I've got
That is smart. Okay. Let me figure out a way to open my mic here and then we'll get going.
Okay.
Forgot we want this setting. Voice activation, push to talk, and voice activity. Okay, good. So we'll pretty much have constant open mic. Good times, good times. All right, man. So I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah, me too, dude.
We've been talking for so long on Twitch, but now we can finally have a voice chat. All right, so I got some of my notes here on things that I want to go over with you. Let me start off by just asking. And this is not a test, so you don't have to feel bad. I won't be upset one way or another. But how many of my Money Mastery series videos have you seen, just so I know what knowledge I don't need to go over again or what I should hit again?
I've seen all of them at some point.
Okay, that's great. It looks like you have. This is not uncommon at this stage here with, episode 12 of Bum to Billionaire. I see people's banks, I see their node systems. And I'm starting to think more and more, I'm like, this looks awfully familiar, so okay.
Yeah.
Which is good, right?
We want a lot of room to grow. Yeah, I got a lot of things I need to upgrade, so...
Yeah, okay. Gear-wise, sure. Let me ask you, how much time do you generally play per week?
Actively, probably about 3 hours a day with a little more on the weekends.
Alright.
More or less, but it averages out to about that.
Cool. So that is much less time than I expected, actually. With banks like this, with gear like this, it's pretty good. And how long have you played? At least, 8 months now, right, at this point?
Since launch.
Since launch. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And actually, too, as far as the 3 hours a day, there's some days when I've got 8 hours, too, so it's actually probably a little more than that.
Good
average.
Stuff. Okay. Your main source of income, it seems mostly grinding? Well, if you're like, I want to make some money and you got all Saturday, what are you doing these days right now?
Just keeping my workshops going and then grinding. I'm almost 60, so nice. I'm prioritizing experience a little more than money right now, but...
Cool, yeah, I see that. What, almost 80%?
Yep.
Congratulations, man. It's a pretty big benchmark. And I know what you mean about the workshops. So, for you guys at home, a lot of people will kind of underestimate the power of how good these workshops are. You spend a couple hours going out there harvesting hide. That might keep your Grunel workshop going for a week or so. And if you're producing, 100K profit every 30 minutes, for a week, it's a pretty good thing to make sure that you get your energy spent. And so far so good. As for tangible goals, you want to get accessories, right? You were mentioning earlier?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. How much of an enchanter are you? Don't scare me right now.
Not really any.
Alright. Nice. That's what I want to hear. So let's set a goal for 1 billion silver. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Alright, so let's go for the 1 billion. You got your notepad?
Yep.
All right, there we go. He's ready for this. So we got the 1 billion silver goal. pretty important. I get phone calls. Let's just get phone calls into this. It's killing me. Good, good. Now you're definitely doing well. A lot of people, you know, I see it on every single episode. People are like, "This guy is no bum," and you are definitely not. So, got a lot of good stuff you've done so far.
If you ask my guildies, they'll probably tell you differently.
Just look through here for a sec. Okay, so Grunel armor is basically just part of your everyday production. Urea Krieg messes, same kind of thing, I would imagine. Are you doing anything with the handcraft workshop that I think is 4 contribution? It's one before your clothing crafting thing.
Yeah, I do. I made sure to take that screenshot when none of them were running, so you can see what they were. But
right.
Depending on what mats I have around, I'll do the Jukebox talisman. Sometimes I ended up with like 1,000 pin hides that I didn't even remember having. So that's why I was making those. And I had to have gotten them a long time ago. I've been using those to make the Jukebox talismans and then some of the elephant armor.
Okay, yeah, I saw you with the elephant armor there. Cool, so that would be a different kind of hide. Now, when you're actively gathering, you're basically going off for, I imagine, fine, tough hide for Grunel and Urea, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's kind of an afterthought workshop only if you have those hides, which probably... Do you have any more at this point, or not even?
Oh, yeah, I still have
Oh, you do?
plenty.
Okay. So you'll want that then. Hang on to. How are your grade 2 refineries these days? Are you doing much with that? I see one stack in here.
Yeah, I've been making the armors, and then I have one in Heidel as well. I didn't do a screenshot of
You
the
do?
workshops
Okay.
just because I don't have a lot outside of Altanova.
Alright, that brings up a good point. Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to have multiple grade 2 going. Especially for you guys at home watching this, there's a misconception on refineries. For a second, we'll just kind of tell them. So the grade 3, if you're buying the mats off of the marketplace at the current prices, end up costing you money. There's only a couple ways around that, which I'm currently using refineries. I've got, I don't know, 7,000 or so platinum. But the reason I have all this is because I ended up picking up complementary resources such as these black crystals, not when they're 19k a piece, when they're 10k a piece. So I've got all the black crystals I'll need back when we got ultimate armor stones just as an event giveaway. So at that point it wasn't profitable to make the ultimate reform stones just because they were so cheap. I think they were 3.6 million. And these grade 3 reform stones, you don't want to make them and just sell them. And really you guys don't want to make them under any circumstances. For me though, since I got locked in at the lower cost price, I make those, combine them then with a hard shard. Not the sharp shards, but the hard shard especially. Because it'll overall increase your net worth, where the hard shard is worth 1.6 million. These things, 10 of them, are worth about 3 million. And together, you're taxed on 5.175 million. So, you're going to see me making the refineries a lot. People get confused, they just copy without thinking, and they sacrifice their own profit. So don't do that. And Rojak, you already know that, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, most of that. And I don't know if you got locked in on the earlier price or not, but just make sure you're not buying the black crystals at the 20k price in order to work on refineries. The exception on refineries is grade 2. Okay, so...
Yeah, I just recently got low on
Yeah.
the black crystals that I had from way back.
Gotcha. Cool, okay, so yeah, it's the same kind of thing. But yeah, the grade 2, they're pretty good right now. Weapons and armor, often sold out, and either way, decent profit. I haven't calculated it recently, but you almost can't have too many. I think 3 or 4 refineries would serve you well. And actually, I mean, you already have 2 grade 3 refineries, so are you just using those for the grade 2s?
That's what I'm switching to now. Yeah,
Nice.
I was making the grade 3 armor and weapons before, but when my black crystals got low, I've been making grade 2s with them.
Alright, good stuff. Glad we're on the same page there. Now I'm very interested in seeing your Heidel bank, as it looks very similar to a bank that I see every day. Are you using my method on contribution?
Pretty much. I set up my, when we first talked about changing all of my contribution up a long time ago.
Yeah.
I made Heidel my cooking town and English my alchemy town.
Nice.
So, yeah, probably about a month or so ago, I switched to making Essence of Rapport.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've been watching the streams every day, so you've got that locked down. The people on YouTube aren't going to understand, so let me quickly just go over that for you guys. Basically, if you're just starting off and you're playing the game and you want more contribution points, the common thing that is suggested is to make beer, right? And you take something like 5 cereals, right? Cereal would be wheat, potatoes, corn, sweet potatoes, barley, all this stuff. It would take 5, and then you make beer using mineral water, leavening agent, and sugar. So 5 of those wheat would make beer 1 time. But if you want to expand your contribution, you need the turn-ins from cooking, you know, obviously as many times as you can. So when you're cooking, if you look at the marketplace, you see this all the time. Let's see here. If you try to go ahead and buy cooking materials, there's barley. There's 147 of it. It's in bid phase. It'll be bought out. Potatoes are bought out. Corn's bought out. It's all gone. So when you're cooking, the bottleneck is in acquiring resources. So instead of actually just cooking the beer, what I've started to do is take the grains and I will do what you see here with Rojak, which is, I'm going to zoom in and show you. You grind it into flour. So it ends up becoming a few days of like an overnight activity. You grind it down to flour, and then 1 flour, 1 leavening agent, and 1 fruit, right? That's it. Right, Rojak? Is it 1 fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually use grapes, but just
Right.
1 fruit.
1 fruit, 1 leavening agent, 1 flour will end up making something called essence of liquor. So this thing right here. Now the reason that's useful is because on average when you're processing, you'll probably be processing at like a 2.5 rate. You take one thing, you process it on average, if you've got a master processor, like if you take 10 things rather, you're going to probably average about 25 of those. So if you take those 5 wheat, barley, potato, and grind it, you're going to end up with 12 to 13 of these flours. So you could cook beer once, or you could cook essence of liquor 12 to 13 times. In cooking it 12 to 13 times, you get so many byproducts, you end up usually getting more beer than if you just cooked the beer. And that's kind of the amazing thing. But because you've cooked 12 times, you get the turn-ins that lets you get more contribution points. So I've been buying strawberries actually by the hundreds of thousands recently. It's been a crazy thing. And I'll just show the stream really quickly where to do that. Now we'll move on. But there is one vendor that allows you to actually purchase fruit. It's across this bridge. It's all the way past the little lamb quest. Don't take the quest, but... And where this bridge is, it's in this house. Just find this house. It's an NPC. Buy as much fruit as you want. You're locked in at 700 a piece. And the only way then to get rid of your essence of liquor would be either honey wine or fruit rum. Alright, so Rojak, definitely... with that essence of liquor, are you only going the route of honey wine now, or what other options do you have with it?
That's all I've been doing so far.
Yeah? Okay.
I haven't done much with them yet. You see I've got a pretty good bit of honey wine, but I'm eventually probably going to do the crates. I'm a little behind the curve on that, but...
The crates of...
The Imperial cooking, I guess, is what people are doing with them, right?
With essence of liquor?
No, with honey wine.
Yeah, yeah. Now the thing with that is, when you're making honey wine, it's not a lot of profit. But it does give you back the money that you spent to pretty much buy a contribution at one of the fastest rates you can. So honey wine, it's like this cliche now in Black Desert. I mean, I still have packages of a ridiculous amount. Your other option is then to turn it into fruit wine, which would be a loss if you sell it on the marketplace for under 2,400. But fruit wine goes into Knights Combat's rations. Have you ever made those or no?
No, that's actually something I just started looking at the other day.
Yep, okay. So you want to start making dark pudding. You can do that with your bloods, the meats that you have. I see that you're well into gathering, so that will be easy for you.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of bloods in my ghoulish browse too.
Yeah, I saw. So that way, you know, when your honey one gets tapped, basically, you don't have to worry about that. So cool. Let me zoom this back to normal stuff. All right, let's go over active income. Same contribution. Yep. So same contribution method. Have you tried? I want to very specifically get to the point where I think you're going to make more money grinding this way. Have you tried the elite hopping method in Gahaz that was shown in the last Bond to Billionaire?
Yep.
How's that for you?
It's pretty good. I do those solo and with duo groups sometimes, and then I do it at Cadre too if the Gahaz are pretty full.
Yeah, I think both of those are basically. I think it's going to be probably your best silver per hour at the 205 AP range. And now I know you're grinding for combat XP, you said, rather than silver. But
yeah, just for a few more days.
Right.
60, I'll take it.
And the other thing, I'm sure I don't have to mention this, but obviously the 5-man team is the best way for combat XP. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
cool.
Yep.
So are you doing that at Fogan's, basically?
I'm usually soloing, but just because it's harder to get a group or if there's not enough people wanting to go. But Fogan's primarily for XP, and then I like Bastions a lot too. It's not too much slower than Fogan's seems to be.
It's a nice solo raid, actually. I like Bastions as well.
Yeah.
Not the best XP, not good money, but honestly, it's kind of a fun little grind. You know, if you're grinding to 60, that's a lot of hours, so I can understand that. But alright, so I would just anchor it in your mind if you didn't already have it. You've already seen the last series. But I think, as much as I hate to keep reinforcing it because it's my own method of making silver nowadays, but the channel hopping with Gahaz and Kadri, I think is basically going to be your top. Probably expected around 10 to 15 million each time.
Okay. How do you feel it compares to doing the Gatekeeper?
So you mean the 5-man gatekeepers?
Yeah.
I haven't done that enough. I feel like high AP gatekeeper groups could surpass it. If you can get gatekeeper groups that can find the gatekeepers, down them quickly, and then move to the next, you can probably out silver elite hopping. So,
okay.
Do you have access to that in your guild?
Yeah, we have several guilds that like to do it.
Why don't you map that out and let me know what you're finding with it? If you're finding over a consistent 10 to 15 million, I mean, then that seems like a great idea. But in general, elites, and also never duo elites because there's only 9 of them, and they die so fast, and they're so infrequent to find. You're just cutting your silver in half duoing that particular thing.
Yeah, if I'm doing elites, I'll do them solo. But we've done gatekeepers a few times in the guild with groups, and I'll track it a little more going forward and see what it is, see how it goes.
Okay, good stuff. It doesn't look like you're doing anything with trading. Skilled 4.
Yeah.
I love that because I got skilled trading too. It's so funny how similar these life skills look like. My warrior. Okay, good. So then the base materials pretty much just go to the marketplace?
Yeah, for most of them. Some of them just for the workshops in general.
I'm thinking timber.
Oh, timber? Well, I used to have more timber nodes than I have now. I still have I used to have the Panaya Northern Highlands, that have the white, whatever it is. I dropped it. I still have the Acacia Timber node.
That's
and
good.
I have, I believe, 2 or 3 Ash node left. But yeah, going forward, I'll probably buy it unless I have the contribution to pick up nodes again.
Well, you said you'll probably. Did you say buy it or you mean sell the timber, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, no worries, just making sure.
I don't really have anything that I'm crafting out of them. I was doing, aside from the pine to make the bow, I don't really do much with the timber.
So trading, you may or may not already know this, at Master Master 2, obviously you get the buff, that's, everybody understands that. But every Master level actually goes up 1% profit. So long-term scaling of trading, high Master level, does have its benefits. If you have 3 days, or 3 hours a day to play, if you set up trading in between your active grinding, overall, over the course of 24 hours, over the course of your week, I think you would actually benefit even higher than just throwing them on the marketplace. Which I think you might be first person I've ever recommended to get into trading.
Yeah, I've been thinking about starting it. I'm ridiculed daily by my guildies for not doing any trading.
Yeah, if you have a lot of active time to play and to grind, you know, you can grind 10 to 15 million an hour, and if that's the time that you would be just AFK processing, you're not going to get as much as that consistently. But if you are in a position where you're only able to spend 3 hours a day, then you know, you probably would want to be in trading if you can keep your character processing. So it comes to how often would you even be able to access your account?
Pretty good. I mean, the 3 hours a day active too. I'm on like that. That's 3 hours a day during the week usually to be non-stop grinding or actively doing something. But I definitely am at more than 21 hours a week overall.
Right.
So I would have enough time to start working on it in between grinding and processing.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, depending on whether or not you're going for planks or plywood, generally, again, I don't know your exact. Actually, I guess I do know your exact carry weight. Let's see on your man here. It would be, oh, it's very, very high. So you'd probably have about 2 hours of processing, around there, and then you'd have to check it again. So if you do start setting up junk crates, which would be ore and, what are they, blackstone powders and things, you want to definitely make sure you get the Master 2 trading buff for it. And then the best way to level trading is just that active trading. People keep looking for the secret, but it ends up just being, just have a nice high carry weight elephant wagon, pick up as many goods as you can, take them to another city, pick up those things, just go back and forth. Probably not the most fun thing, but long term in your situation, getting Master 2 would really benefit, I think, your account.
Okay, cool.
And then of course, anytime you need to just grind out that active silver, it goes right back to the elites, which, man oh man, people are gonna hate me for this video because the last one already got don't show this spot. It's very good. It's my favorite still.
Yeah, I think for the most part, the elites, the secret's kind of out too. There's a lot of people that are doing it now. It's really good silver.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has been, and it's been out since September. So now it really comes down to a barrier of gear, and then obviously getting PK'd out of it because it's pretty nuts. Falls out of chair. Holy crap! Did Blade just recommend trading? Yeah, chat's going crazy because I told you trading is good. Yeah. See, the thing is, if you can spend 1 hour grinding or 1 hour processing, overall you can just get a little bit more silver for the grinding hour. But if you have few hours a day to play, you can keep your trading empire going longer than you can grind. You know, the grind 3 hours or keeping your processing going for 24 hours. So it makes sense for the less active in-game play styles, and that's why we have this coaching. I don't do any trading at all. He hasn't really done any yet, and that's why it's tailored to him specifically. And if you guys are watching on YouTube in the future, it's not a guide. It's just his system, his time, his goals, what'll get him there. Alright, cool. Let's keep going. I'm gonna look at your notes here.
Yeah,
alright.
I'll be able to. I'm gonna move some nodes around too. I'm working on that stupid boat at the moment, so.
Oh yeah. Stuff.
But yeah, hopefully that stupid thing will be done pretty soon, and then I'll be able to drop the contribution I have in the period.
Dude, I'll be honest. I made the Ethereum sailboat. I'm kind of regretting it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at that like it could have been 200 million. It's nice because it's a little bit faster than a fishing boat, which is great. But unless you're out there hunting sea monsters, it just kind of collects barnacles.
Yeah.
It's been a common thing where people are so excited for this new boat, and then they get it and they're like, okay, cool, I have it. So hopefully,
Cool, it's a bigger boat.
Yeah, hopefully you don't regret it though. I mean, you know, keep it if that's your thing.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep it because I feel like the mats alone, and especially at the time put into it, is worth way more than the 200 mil. That
Oh,
you
it
sell
is.
for.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Sure. All right. So your nodes are you got your 2 iron nodes down by the Crescent Guardian Mountain. Those give rough black crystals. That's good. You got your 3rd rough black crystal up here in Altanova. You got your 4th down there by Bastion's base. That's perfect. And there's your 5th down in Abandoned Iron Mines. So you got the maximum amount of rough black crystals, and you're using those exclusively in Grunel now that the market has changed, right?
Yep.
Cool. That's easy. You're still getting platinum ore, which obviously if you're harvesting your own platinum ore, you need to find the best profit for it. Those that you would harvest, not buy, should be melted into shards and then taken into the grade 3 refineries. I feel like you probably know all these things, but I'm just going to keep glancing over and making sure you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. Okay. Now, let's see, I don't have the screenshot up, but you did have a workshop where you actually had, what was it? Clothes, I think. Which clothes are you making right now? Which cloth thing? The silver embroidered stuff.
I'm just making the costumes. I make cooking at the moment, but it usually depends on what resources I have. The cook's clothes seem to be really good, and I usually have a lot of powder and earth available.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize cooked clothes went over 400k again, so that is fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, they've been really good the last couple of weeks, and trader clothes, even though they net significantly less money, they sell really well, and they don't require anything other than the powder press and then the gatherer's clothes.
Yeah,
sell really
exactly.
well for me too.
The cooking clothes, I ended up, I'm investing in my farms actually to reinvest in a workshop, so with this profit, I'm definitely going to get back into cook's clothes immediately. I did not see horse gear on your list there. You're not making horse gear at the moment, right?
Yeah, I am.
There you are?
I have a horse gear workshop in Altanova.
There you go.
For the longest times, I would make steel combat horseshoes based on how the market was. But lately, with having that extra hide that I had a lot of fine soft hide left over, so I was making the elephant armor. And I have some Supreme thin hide too, not a lot, but so I've made a few of the elephant masks with that.
Okay. Well, quite honestly, I think you have enough workshops. I don't even think I need to recommend any for you, just because we know how we just keep running out of those slots, right? We can only sell 30, and then you already have everything again to relist as soon as you get the 30 listed. I imagine you probably
usually I have enough.
remember that.
I have usually enough Grunel ready to fill it up every time it sells. I've got between the Grunel workshops, and I've got the plus 3 worker on it too, so it spits out Grunel pretty fast.
Okay, then yeah, I was thinking of one other workshop that has a good profit, but I don't think you need it. One way to just keep in mind as you expand your contribution would be just keep on adding those additional grade 2 refineries and grade 1. Grade 1 actually is pretty similar profit. They stack, you can sell 5 at a time, and as your empire just expands, grade 1, grade 2 refineries are the things to pile on. Not more Grunel, not more urea, not more clothes, not more horseshoes. You've already have one of each of those, and I think you're good on that, so I don't want to throw any more towards it.
Do you are you still making the Kriegs messes, or have you switched? The market's getting a little full.
I just switched this morning, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I switched within the last half hour or so.
Yeah, we're really on the same page on a lot of things. So that's good. I'm glad to see that. What do you have above Abandoned Iron Mines? I don't even know that I'm familiar with that node.
Just that Altanova entrance to connect through. I have Altanova.
Oh, I see it now. The Medaya Shore.
to
So you got your copper, you got trace. Okay, so that's a 3 contribution route. Okay. Copper, powder, flame. Now you probably already have more powder flame than you can use, right?
Yeah, I got a lot.
I imagine. And copper would be, if you look at that node, that ends up being 3 contribution for a relatively cheap resource. We'll just kind of take a mental note on this right now, and there might be something better that we can do with it.
Okay.
So you got your Basilisk, you like to grind there. Cadre, because you want to grind there. What level nodes are your Cadre and Basilisk?
Basilisk is 5 or 6. It's 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Cadre is 7.
Cool. All right. Well, we probably don't want to pull out of those just in the off chance they fix nodes or there are benefits to some of us and we can't even tell. So, there's
I don't mind dropping the Basilisk if I have to. I actually have a few times because
have you?
Because if I spend full max energy one round of it, it'll get it back to the level, level 4 or 5 level 5 that it is pretty quickly. Once they get to like level 7 and above, I don't like to pull out of them because that takes a whole lot more energy. So.
Sure. Yeah, here. Okay, let's see other stuff. Still got Sazens. That's unexpected. What do you do with Sazens?
Yeah. Nostalgia? I don't know.
Is it level 10?
Yeah.
Dude, I think mine's still level 10 too.
Yeah,
Probably.
I dropped Pirates. It was level 10. I dropped it way back, and I should probably drop Sazens.
Dude, we should both drop Sazens. Should we do it right now together?
I'll do it right now.
Oh my god. It's our Sazens node. We're doing it.
There it goes.
Ready?
And done.
It's gone. Oh, jeez. Alright.
I feel better. I feel like there was some healing.
Thank god. Yeah, I really needed to have 60 contribution points free instead of 59.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at 5 available now, which is loads better than 4, so.
Yeah.
It's good.
But, that's why we're looking at this a second time. It's good to kind of look at that and say, that isn't really the best combat XP. It's not the best silver for us. Our gear, our stats, our level out levels this. It was nostalgia for him, it was nostalgia for me. It's only 1 CP, but again, it's a good way to optimize. Alright, so let's see what else you have here. The Twitch chat is rioting right now. They're going crazy. Okay, so I like that you still have Acacia. That's good. Now this gives Bloody Tree Knots. Okay, good. So I found an opportunity. Finally, I found an opportunity for you to benefit from all this. So far, it's like, do you know this method? Yes, I've seen this. I've seen that. I've seen that. But we've got something here that we can improve. So a little bit north of, what is that called? Elric's Sanctuary or something? Let me look at it on my map. Elric, you want Elric Shrine.
Yeah.
So take the contribution points out of the copper node over on the east, because you can do better stuff there. And you want Elric Shrine.
Not Stormbreak, but from Madiah Shore.
Yes, from Madiah Shore, take that out. Go to Elric Shrine, and then go for the White Cedar here. This is actually a Bloody Tree Knot node that most people don't know about.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that they recently added the new maps, where you can see more resources you get.
Yeah, I guess nowadays people probably know about it, but yeah.
The latest Tree Knots, I didn't know they come from there either.
Cool, so that'll be a good one. Let's see. What else you got here? Okay, your excavation. I like that you have your zinc there. That will be okay, because I think that's only, 1 or 2 contribution points. That's not too bad. You got a lot of cities connected. Now here's the thing, once you get into trading, and it'll take a little bit of time, you've got to make those junk crates, which is basically just 10 copper or 10 iron or something, 1 blackstone powder. When you make those things, you want to connect all of your cities using your value pack and using your energy. When you're not actively doing trading, which is turning in your crates, keep your routes unconnected or disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I procrastinated doing trading, just because the headache of freeing up enough contribution to connect other cities and stuff like that.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Seems terrible.
It catches up so many people because they feel like they don't have the contribution to connect everything, and truthfully you don't. I mean, think about it. You can literally get it to the point where you disconnect maybe, I don't know, 5 gathering nodes or something to get that little extra contribution. You can connect your route from Trent to Valencia. Okay, more than 5 nodes probably. But they can have maybe a half an hour downtime. You can connect the entire route. It'll sacrifice your energy, which is going to be worth it, which is going to be fine. And then you can do all of your trades in Valencia and unconnect the cities again, and then go back to your gathering nodes.
Okay, so yeah, so just keep the normal nodes that I use connected, and then while I'm just making a bunch of crates like over an extended amount of time, then once I have a lot, then connect the cities, turn it in, and then just drop them back.
Right. Like,
Okay.
I'm looking at this. I think you have Soldier's Grave. It looks like you have Mains, something above Mains. You got Camisil Temple. You've got the Eastern Gateway next to Heidel. All of those nodes can be disconnected.
Yeah, they can. I don't go. I had a level 10 Soldier's Grave node, but I don't hardly ever go
It's
there.
time to go. Yep, time to go.
Alright, Soldier's Grave's gone.
Tell them away from Heidel to Velia, you can go cheaper over this forest of seclusion. So Shingus Chan. What note are you suggesting? We got a note suggestion here in chat. But yeah, if you go to this, what is it? It's in here. What's this called? Yeah, like even all the way through Sweet Potatoes, I don't know if you have that, but the Ancient Excavation, all of that is connected actually through Altanova for me. Just because you won't need any of the eastern border stuff off Heidel.
Yeah, I used to be connected. You know, when I had Madai, Northern Highlands, I used to connect from Velia up that way, up through the north part, and then down through Elix, and wasn't connected east of Heidel.
Okay.
And then I changed it a while back when I didn't want those nodes up to the north.
Let's move over a little bit.
I used to have the Ash node, I believe, at the Ewas Hill, and so I was connected up through that way.
Yeah.
At one point, dude, I was connected from Trent all the way to Valencia City. And
Yeah.
I had all the major cities connected.
Yes.
I had a great connection for trading 6 months ago. So nothing to do with it.
Before you had any trade goods, huh?
Yeah.
You just mapped it out for yourself, so that'll work. Okay, so let's free up some more nodes so that you can actually start getting some additional timber nodes and things. You have 2 gateways north of Heidel that you don't need. You've got one south of... God, I can't remember that farm. South of the Potato Farm near Velia that you don't need, southeast. So get rid of... Do you know the 3 nodes I'm talking about? I can get the names. Balanos Forest, Heidel Pass, Northern Guard Camp. All those can go.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it'll be easier to connect down from Forest to Seclusion instead of down through there?
No, I'm saying you don't even need them. Like, there's no gathering nodes there, and your trading is going to be Trent, Etheria, and Calpheon over to Valencia.
Oh, okay. Alright, I just dropped those.
Okay. I would pick up Lagia's farm. It's west of Velia.
Okay.
Just so you can... You pretty much want to have non-stop just getting as many cooking things as you can, because that will generate more contribution.
I used to have the potato node there back in the day, so I just picked it back up again.
Yeah, I think it's just a good idea to kind of permanently have. So I've got both potatoes. There's one to the east as well, Fento Farm. I also have the chicken node there, which is generally a pretty good idea for, you know, if you end up making those Knights Combat rations, you're going to need eggs. And you can also use it with Imperial Alchemy, Imperial Cooking, which we'll get into here in a minute.
I have the chicken node at Bartali Farm, but what is one better than the other? Or
They're
would you
both the same,
recommend setting both?
but eggs are pretty valuable. During a time in the past, they were pre-ordered as much as 20k a piece, believe it or not.
Yeah, I think I'm
pretty
sitting
nuts.
at about 15,000 of them now, but I haven't started doing much with them yet. But
Okay. So, yeah, it really comes down to like a fight for time. How do we spend our time? So when you're really going into just getting more profit from cooking and things, you would turn those just into Knights Combat rations. There's like the whole process. I know you're looking that up. And you can just easily just Google Knights Combat rations, BDO recipes, and see how to turn the eggs into all that stuff. But yeah, that'll be pretty necessary, and it'll help you get rid of your fruit wine and things. Is there more than one acacia timber node? Twitch chat question? There is not. There's only one. So yeah, get both of those, and then the potatoes on each of them. Do you have the 2 corn nodes on the way down to the ancient chamber?
No, I don't.
Okay, that would same kind of thing. It's basically just free contribution long term. What is your cooking time?
It's not capped down to 1 second yet because I've only got +2 cooking close. But with food,
Okay.
I have the Pro Shop cooking costume and then the advanced cooking station. It's in a couple seconds, I think.
Okay. How long?
Actually haven't started. I haven't cooked any. I just got my my yellow lifestone, alchemy stone, and I haven't cooked at all since I got it. I just got it a couple days
Yeah.
ago, so that'll knock it down too.
So that'll knock it down below 2 seconds?
I think so. Yeah, I think it will.
Okay. If you're still finding yourself over a second and a half, and you think you're going to play this game for at least another year, the thing to do is just really exercise self-control. Keep gathering all of these mats. Wait until your cooking costume is +3, +4 if you ever get to that level, and then you just go down and just cook everything at 1 second. Because if you think about it,
That's what I've been doing. That's why I've been waiting. That's why I've been just
Yeah.
holding, getting
Okay.
as much of the cooking mats
good.
as I can.
Then keep to that
So-
strategy, but don't stop getting them. Like, you want to keep your egg nodes, you want to keep your corn, because eventually that's always the bottleneck. But, I saw Suki, even though he had 2 second cooking time, he waited until he had 1 second cooking time. And when you cook huge amounts of resources, I think I'm sitting on over 100,000 wheat at this point, just one thing. We're talking about days. And in 1 second versus 2 seconds, that's a whole day there. So yeah, just hold off on that for a little bit, but get the corn nodes. Okay, so
I just picked up 2 corn nodes. So.
good stuff. Okay, so some good things to get down by Glish. And hopefully you have... If you don't have the contribution, I would get out of the crafting that you have at Altanova right now.
Okay.
Just because, that you admitted it to me. If you're making cooking clothes, and you're making horseshoes, and you're making Grunel, and you're making Urea, and you're making second Urea that's handcraft stuff, and you're making refinery stones, you literally just can't list it as fast as you can. So coming off of that workshop, just to have a little bit more nodes for now is good, and then you can maybe trade out your other Urea for the handcrafted Urea. So let's talk about the Glish stuff. Southern Sea Naga isn't the best.
I used to be down into Serenia Shrine for the Pine Node, and I used to have the whatever the node is over there that gives black dirt, but it gives the trace of origin. So there's some,
Yeah, the Glycerons, right?
Yeah, I used to have those. The only reason I dropped those to free up a little bit of contribution when I started my boat crafting, but so
Right, I forgot about the
I've
boat
had some of those
crafting.
in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start thinking long-term trading because of your just life schedule, and you're gonna want to make sure that you have every single pine node in the game. You're not gonna want to. You're gonna want all the birch nodes in the game. You're gonna want all the fir nodes, all the cedar nodes, things like that, just so you can kind of long-term build those crates. And you are gonna find just your monthly net wealth just kind of jump having that kind of trading. But it's long-term investment getting the Master 2 trading and getting your crates going. Alright, let's see what we got over here. What's going down south of Bear Riverhead? Are you down there for Trace of Forest?
Yeah. Yeah, I go down to Root Tree Stub. That's as far down south as it goes.
Yeah. And how long is that node? It's like 2 hours, right?
Let's see, it's yeah, close to that. It's pretty long. I have an artisan goblin coming from Calpheon on it, but it's let's see, the total time for me is an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay. And you get what, between 1 and 5 generally?
Yeah, generally.
Yeah. So the market value of those things might be 10k a piece. I know that that's going to be expanded with your costumes. It's not a bad node to have. It's really not. I'm just looking at the nodes that you can't get while you're doing it, just with your contribution. So I'll just kind of mention some of the Trent stuff. I actually expanded further than I think has ever been on a YouTube video. I'm not sure if you've seen. I now end up getting some of my workers aren't working just from beer, but just the Treant Forest is a really nice node. On the way to the Treant Forest, you've got cedar timber, and a little bit past that if you watch the stream for a second, it can stay muted, it's fine. But then the Mancha Forest, all the way at the top, ends up having fir timber and fir sap as well. And these are all things that, remember, are going to be worth a tremendous amount more than the normal market value because you're going to be using the trading system long term.
Okay, yeah, one time I had the fir and the ash nodes that were over there. I had the fir node at Tree and Forest, fir timber, and then the one in Manchas as well.
Oh, good. Okay, so you're familiar. You've had all those.
Yeah, I used to have them a while back.
Do you have Fional's Cabin by chance?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
I've got the fir timber node there.
Cool. Yeah, it just wasn't working in the screenshot, but...
No, actually, I just looked. I have it connected, but the timber node actually is not connected at the moment. But I just picked it back up. I don't remember why I disconnected that one, but
okay.
might have been just a free contribution. But I just picked it back up again.
Have you ever had the northern wheat plantations? I don't know if you look at those much.
Let me see. No, I don't believe so.
Okay, so that's going to be another source of making food, which we kind of want to have an almost unlimited potential with. So we got barley and wheat there. Don't take the paprika, not really much potential. Same with pumpkins. You don't need pumpkins over at Heidel. But yeah, going up through the Diaz farm there and then through Northern Wheat Plantation, just give you more things. Also, you're going to probably want to end up going through Bee Tree Ruins to get birch timber. These are all kind of things that you'll make after your boat is done and kind of more long term so you can get into a more trading route. Are you excited to trade, or is trading like something that you're dreading and you've just kind of been putting off?
I'm not excited about it, but seems to be good money. I kind of feel like that me and you are two of like 4 people that don't do it, so
that's super funny. Yeah, it does seem like it, and you know I've been protesting it because I've had like, if I needed to, 18 hours to go grind, and you know I've always known that I could just kind of pump out more active income for just about as long. And I said trading is great if I wanted to play this game less and make slightly less money than top tier grinding. But a lot of times if you're doing the elites aren't up, and so it can average out pretty well. So you basically having all of the nodes that you could possibly have with timber and things in the game, you're still going to run out of material in terms of just your processing around the clock. So Mikanex is always buying the material that I'm selling on the marketplace, and others like him. So just make sure that you do eventually go up and get the birch nodes. Bee Tree Ruins is one. It is relatively easy to find. If you're not aware of this one,
yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
What's the node there that I used to have? I think I had the birch node actually at Bee Tree Ruins at one point. I don't remember when or just specifically why, but I used to be connected up through there.
And Twitch is a good point. If you're leveling trading, you probably don't want to do it on a main. Keep it under something that's below level 50.
Yeah, I definitely was planning on doing it on a low level all.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense.
I'll catch a lot of heat for this, but I've secretly been hoping that trading is parked to the ground so I'll never have to do it.
It's funny, man.
But it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
Okay. I mean, I think you got your hands full here with some pretty good plans. Let me look at one more thing. I don't even think you honestly need any more advice at this point, but I can look at some stuff. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and add this just because I don't see it in your current lineup, and it could be a benefit to you, especially down the road. And those guys that are watching this episode are like, he's already using all of your methods, so they're going to want something new as well. Have you ever made jukeboxes?
A long time ago I did. In
Yeah.
Coffee.
Alright, well, let's go through the profitability of jukeboxes real quick. There's only one on the market right now. Okay, so
I would have probably been making them again.
it's probably going to be something that I pick up, I think, at some point here in the near future.
At one time when I was making them, a long time ago, I think a lot of people, I believe you mentioned it, and a guy too, and I think a lot of people started making them, so I stopped when there was a lot on the market, but
That
I
does
hadn't checked
happen.
in a long time. I didn't realize that they were being sold out again.
I had a hunch, so... And they go back and forth like any item, basically. Alright, so we got the 1.8 million. We're going to multiply that by 0.845%. If you guys are at home, this is the amount of money that you're getting back after you get taxed with a value pack. Without a value pack, it is 0.65%. With the value pack, you get 30% back on top of your 65%, comes to 84.5%. So the silver you receive is going to be a little bit over 1.5, basically. More info from chat. They're removing the need for number 1 houses to get monopolies. Oh, that's interesting. So Korea, basically, you no longer need rank 1 houses for things like investment banking, which is interesting. For the most part, you don't really need to get into investment banking. You want to get into more on-hand silver so you can buy things like a tri-crescent ring. But either way, so that's looking good.
That's interesting though, because I've never messed around much with the investment banking, but I remember, I think it was the first one of your videos I watched way back was about the investment banks.
Yep. Alright, so there is only one workshop in the game that you can make jukeboxes on. You use your polished opals for them, which are almost free, right?
Yeah, I've got so many of those things.
Yeah. You got your copper nodes. Copper nodes are likely sold out. Let me just find out if they are. Copper.
I have a lot of birch plywood as well, left over from when I had birch nodes.
Sold out.
So that'd be good.
Right.
I just checked. I need 9 contribution to pick up the furniture workshop for that. But I'm definitely going to make a note of it and look into doing that when this stupid boat is done.
And that's the thing, like, just looking at your system, I almost withheld this because I don't even think you need this advice. I think you have a great system here. You know, you can do your 5-man grinding while you're going for your combat XP. You move to elite hopping for your active income currently. You're saving all of your cooking aspects until you have 1 second cooking time, and you can get the best benefit from it. Once your boat is done, you're gonna finish with just getting all of the timber nodes we were talking about, birch and cedar and fir down around Trent, so that you can move to long-term trading. That way, long-term, your monthly income is gonna be much more increased. You already have enough workshops, enough to constantly sell everything within pretty much the hour or whatever that you check. And with 3 or 4 workshops, I'm feeling the same thing. You had like 7, I think. So you don't really even need this. I just wanted to bring it up so that it's something else that you can look at. And we'll check out the profit here in a second together just so you have it. We'll just go off of market value because it's just going to be so much easier at this point. So got 97. That's for one of the copper. There's another one for another copper crystal. And you had over 1,000 traces of savagery, so you could make the metal solvents if you decided to do this. I don't think you'll need to, but again, traces.
I make metal solvents.
Yeah.
Too.
And you make them probably to make area weapons, right? You're making zinc?
Yep.
Exactly. Okay, so 7 times, we're going to just estimate scaling 3,000 values, a lot more than that. And sturdy birch plywood, this is a little bit more. Let's see, can you easily just find this on the marketplace? Curious. Plywoods. Have you ever made sturdy plywoods for profit or no?
Yeah, I'm switching to an alt that actually has some store to see how many I have left, but
yeah, I
used to make quite a few of them.
Yeah, I really liked that technique last May, actually, about a year ago. And it's amazing how people feel, as soon as I explain these methods, that they're ruined, but in truth, the market literally just keeps going in circles. And so, you know, what didn't work 2 months ago now starts to work, and what stopped working 8 months ago is back in season. So it's really about understanding the whole system of the marketplace and the economy and what works, And then just looking at it, I look at it, try to at least once a week and analyze all the nodes and workshops that I have. So yeah, I mean, making sturdy plywood and going back into jukeboxes again is becoming profitable. So
yeah, that's pretty cool, because those were one of the first couple things that I started doing to make money way back. So it's pretty cyclical.
Yep, absolutely is. And I'm just doing the math here to figure out the profit on jukeboxes, which looks like it's going to be pretty significant.
Yeah, I've got quite a few plywoods, so I got to get started on that. I've got 143 birch plywood, and I actually have 217 sturdy birch plywood.
Yeah, so if you went through the process of creating these items, it looks like your jukebox profit is going to be around 300K. Current market prices, which is max price, there's only one in the marketplace, which means at this point we know it would work. Watch, I mean, it's going to be swamped soon.
Yeah.
We know that's how it goes, but just, it's something else I want you to keep your eye on. As I said earlier in the coaching here, the biggest thing is as you're expanding your workshops, once you've got 320, 330 and more contribution, you want to add the refineries, because you can sell them 5 at a time and they stack. And so that's really how you're going to be expanding your workshops.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I've never really looked into the profit I could get from the grade 1 stones.
It's good, yeah. Well, we can look at that now. I think we've got some more time, and honestly, most things have been covered, so let's quickly just look at that.
Picking up the grade 2 was a huge amount of money I was missing out on.
Isn't it? It's fantastic, yeah.
Good. Yeah, I just started doing those probably 2 months ago. Like right
yeah.
at the time that the grade 3 market started being decent again, like when because that market was dead for a while.
Right. Did you see it in the on the Billionaire in the past?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, so again for you guys at home, you just hold left click on these items, or hold control and then left click on it. And we got Tayar. Dude, thank you for the sub, I really appreciate that. Sorry we don't have alerts on just during this live coaching session, but thanks for going Blade Style, and welcome to Team BoQuest. And if you're looking at these armor stones and the weapon stones, they are both max price. Just quickly glancing, we're not going to do all the math right now, but you know, you got your zinc ore, so that's about 8K. Your mud crystals, you can just buy them on the market, 6K, so you're looking at 14K cost. Add another 5K with the bloody tree knots. And you gotta do something with bloody tree knots. You're either turning those into alchemy things or you're consuming them with a workshop. So you're looking around 20K. You could make your own Sinner's Blood once your alchemy is down, or you could just buy it here. If you do buy it, then that's 35K, and then blackstone powder. I don't know, on the absolute highest side, we'll say 30K, but you can probably get it maybe 25K there. So 35K, 25K, we're looking at 60,000. All right, you got 100,000, so you're gonna get back about a little bit over 85K, spending 60K. So that is a 25,000 silver per craft item that you will likely be able to make probably around every 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the worker. So it's just one of those things that stacks up. Not something to switch Grunel production off of, or Urea, but as your empire expands, just think refineries.
And the good thing is too, I've got thousands of translucent and mud crystals.
Exactly.
I'm not doing anything with. I made Taritas way back, but I still have so many of them.
Right. Okay. We were talking about this earlier, just in Twitch chat, that I was like, I suspect you probably have a lot of good things going for you, and if you do, we probably won't even need a second session. I think that's probably what we're looking at today. How do you feel about everything?
Yeah, if you want, man, to maybe even to give my second session to someone else or something. But yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Just keep thinking of any questions. I'm still here right now. Like, I don't want to end it this second. But I want to look through your banks and just kind of get a final glance on all this and just see if there's anything else I can help you with. But if you're thinking of any questions, just let me know. This is your time.
Okay. At some point am going to kind of like the trading thing and cooking once I've gotten the cook time down. I've been kind of holding off on doing a lot with some of the mats I have, like the alchemy mats. All those traces, there's so many of them that I don't do anything with or even really know anything to do with them yet.
You're talking about the abstract ones, like battle and chaos and death and memory, right? Things like that.
Yeah, I've been holding on to them because I just assume at some point I'll be able to find some way to make a profit from them. But is there anything I can do with those? Or I just need to keep sitting on them?
Yeah, let's talk about traces. So let's see here. You know your traces of earth can all go into plywood hardeners, which could then go into sturdy plywood. So that's an easy one. Traces of savagery you don't need any help with. Trace of battle is actually probably already sold out, but let me look and make sure.
Yeah, I have noticed lately that they've been being bought for something, but I've been kind of wanting to figure out what it is people are using them for.
Sure,
if it was actually something worth profiting from.
What's happening is, it looks like there are a few Trace of Battle still in the market. There's one giant group of 500k, which somebody just sold in the last hour. So Trace of Battle is actually in high demand. The reason it is because whenever the blue ship equipment comes out, to make blue cannons, it takes 100 Traces of Battle.
Oh, okay.
So, especially if you're going to be making your inferior ship, you might want to just keep those for that. I ended up investing in several thousand of Traces of Battle for this exact reason. I don't know why this clump of 500 is sitting on the market, but, like I said, it's been less than an hour, so I don't think that'll last. So you could sell them at max price, probably get your profit right there. Traces of Death are also going into blue ship parts, and Trace of Chaos is also. The thing is, we're looking at a pretty large amount on the marketplace. You're not really going to have too many options with it. You can look up some alchemy stuff, which I believe could be turned into Imperial Alchemy, just to get rid of them. But I'm holding on to them for the same way you are right now. Just kind of waiting for them to go max price if they do.
Sounds to me like the reason that they're probably putting them into the ship upgrades to give people something to do with them.
Pretty much, yeah. Trace of Despair, Trace of Memory. Again, they go into different elixirs and things that some of them have options with Imperial Alchemy, but I don't do anything with those. And no, Lane he definitely knows what to do with Trace of Savagery. I just glanced over it because it's either Metal Solvents or Tyrant's Blood.
Yeah.
Alright, so looking back here. Okay, I'm not done with it yet. I think we're at the hour, but not quite ready to relinquish this.
Okay.
I want to make sure I can help you as much as possible here.
No, I won't tell anybody in stream the super amazing secrets you told me, like, off stream either. I'll keep that secret.
That's just for you, man.
Yeah.
So, Heidel, you got your out of crevice. Strawberries here. So you got a lot of milk. Is this just from the turn-in?
No, that's actually just from, I farmed for a while with it, and then, where most of it is coming from now is, I'm not even sure where it's accruing from. I bought a lot of it, like usually.
Okay.
I've got like a checklist of things that I check pretty much every time I go to the market.
Sure, that's smart.
Milk's one of them, so.
Okay. Now, are you buying milk mainly because you know it's sold out and it can be turned into profit, or do you currently have a way to make profit from milk?
Because I know I'm going to use it once I start cooking.
Gotcha. Let me help you with that then. Alright, so from everything I've looked through with cooking, I think the most profitable use of milk, and another one of my well-guarded, not secrets because I do it on live stream all the time, but methods that this will add competition to it is shaking the milk with sugar into cream. You take the cream with more milk and fruit and you turn it into fruit pudding, and that is an almost never used imperial cooking setup that generates about 7k profit per milk that you create.
It is now.
So there you go. That okay. Is a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, a long time ago I would use it to make the tea for cooking and stuff.
Right.
But I haven't done anything
I
with
hate
it in
you,
quite a
Blade.
while.
Uh-oh. Oh, I'm already getting the hate, man.
Oh boy.
There it is. There it goes. I guess that means I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
What other items do you have that you've been acquiring, or you want to know, like, a good way to get rid of them?
Let me take a look and see. I know Ash Sap, I had a lot from way back. I started to sell some of those not too long ago. So I know what to do with those now.
Yeah, milk also goes into soft bread, exactly, for when you're making the Knight's Combat rations.
There's a few of the saps that I don't really know what people are doing with yet. I have a lot of acacia sap, but I haven't done really anything with it.
I don't think there's a use, honestly. There might be in the future, though, so honestly, keep stockpiling it. That's not something to get rid of.
I've been just sitting on them.
Yeah.
The good thing is I still have, like, maple timber and ash timber and stuff. I still have, like, tens and 20,000s of those that I can use for trading, I guess, once I start doing that.
Good, yeah. Okay. Okay. So the big... Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever done anything with rough rubies?
Yeah, I've vendor them.
Okay. That's what
I think I actually do process them up, and then I vendor them. I used to do some jewelry stuff, and that was useful at that point, but when you look at it, this game has just a million different ways to pull our attention, and everything has some kind of a benefit, and then we end up with huge net worth, not very much silver, and you know, I could just keep telling you more and more and more ways to make money, but ultimately it's more about focusing. So I think you've got a good idea of your long-term plan moving towards trading. You don't need to do it right away. You need to just keep acquiring more of the timbers, nodes that you don't even have now, finish your boat, and I would say my personal opinion is stop grinding for combat XP, to be honest. Unless, I mean, I know you node war, I know you PvP, you really want to do that, and do it when it's fun for you, or you just want to get closer to 60. But if you spend all of your active time grinding for silver, and just do it for the next couple weeks, and find yourself closer and closer to that billion, keep your workshops going. Once you have the billion silver, that way you can buy a Tetwitch earring if it hits the market, you can buy a Tri-Crescent if it hits the market, then slow down, and then start your diversifying again. And then, you know, you can finish out your combat XP to 60, then you can start working on your trade empire, and everything can kind of slow down, and you can kind of have this more like horizontal progression of, you know, you get closer to cooking, and you'd cook all of that stuff for your contribution. But if you sprint towards a billion with the active income that I was mentioning before, and keeping your workshops going, then you're going to have more opportunities to bid on the accessories, and that's really why we're doing all this.
Yeah, and I pretty much just, for the most part, I just do the combat grinding on the weekends with the buff and stuff like that. And then during the week, just usually, you know, farm things for money, go and gather mats that I need, so that while I am grinding as much as possible and I have more time on the weekend, I don't have to worry about running out of mats and things like that.
Good stuff, man. I like what you're doing. You're doing a good job.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep, no worries. Alright, anything else I can help you with?
Not off the top of my head. I've got some notes here, so I've got a good 7 or 8 things here, too, that I'm going to start working towards.
Cool.
The main thing will be getting that butt done, because I think I'll free up like 12 or 14 contribution just being able to drop. Unfortunately, since we can't pay to win our lodging in Euphoria, which is dumb.
Oh, really?
Free up quite a bit.
I didn't know.
You can't buy Port of Furia lodging, so
Gotcha.
I'll be able to free up all of that because I don't use Euphoria for anything else. When before I was doing the boat, so.
Okay. All right, man. Good stuff. Thanks for doing the episode with me.
Yeah, thanks for all the streams and thanks for the help, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. You and I talk every day, so if you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Yes.
All right, see you, Rojak.
Bye.
There you go, guys. That was episode 12 of Bump to Billionaire. If you guys are just watching this live right now, that might not have given you extreme profound methods because you watch my stream, and a lot of these things, as we went over, are things that I do as well, and I'm always explaining them on stream. YouTube, though, quite honestly, you know, you guys aren't up on my current empire and, you know, which refineries I'm using and how I'm making my contribution. You probably didn't know about this liquor thing, essence of liquor. At least didn't know I was doing it. So even though Rojak has, you know, and you could have found his methods without my guides or my stream, but even though we have very, very similar methods, almost lockstep all the way through, I do believe that this will benefit you guys at home. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I will see you on the live stream.